Hello, my friend Amanda. So, good question. Great topic. How to keep things into perspective when everything seems like it's not going right. Well, I'm going to emphasize seems. Right off the bat, I'm going to emphasize that. Seems. Because the deeper we go in ourselves, the deeper we go into stillness, the deeper we go into self-love, the more we start to realize that there is no right and wrong. And it's our resistance which causes our suffering. And then we manifest the current world that seems to be almost chaotic and even considered hell, when really we're in paradise. And this is amazing. We're so infinitely blessed. But yet we keep seeing it. We keep missing and narrowing our vision and missing the endless miracles and blessings and gifts, and cherry picking and getting up in the mind and getting into wants and fears, etc. So we miss a lot. And so our mind begins, well, it thinks it's the entity. It thinks that its identity, its ego, the personality is the entity. It's not. When you return to stillness and you're not thinking and the thoughts are gone, you're still there, you're still aware. That's you. That's you. The mind mistakenly, which isn't the enemy, it's a fantastic tool, but it does mistakenly, and with conditioning as well, starts to believe that it's character, which isn't. It's your personality's changed so many times. Your what you want changes, your beliefs change, so that's definitely not you. But what it does is it gets hooked onto ideas and beliefs, and it pulls quite often from the past and worries about the future. And it does all of these things. It's part of the process that we go through here. And but what it does is it creates problems where they don't exist, because we live in abundance. We live in a place with enough food, resources, medicine, beauty, art, you name it, endless blessings, enough for everybody. That's the truth. But with our fears, with the mind, with this expression, with this resisting individually and collectively of who we are and where we are, which is the most amazing, blessed, powerful beings in the universe, in an absolute paradise we've created for ourselves here. But we miss that. We create a different perception. So perception is what I'm getting at. So it's important to know that you are the master of your own experience, and when you shift your perception, you change your experience. So really, that's just an illusion. When we look around and we just see things going wrong, well, they're not going wrong. They're going exactly the way they're supposed to. We've attracted that into our lives. And there's wonderful blessings that can't be seen when we're in fear and our vision is narrow. And even in the challenges that come, there are gifts. That's why we learn from our mistakes and from our challenges. So we keep forgetting. We keep getting this age-old human amnesia. We forget when we look back at our lives, you're still here, aren't you? You're still having, yes, challenges, but you're still having wonderful moments, right? There's still joy. You're still blessed in so many ways. So you're still here. So we proceed in our lives and we keep forgetting the proof that everything works out, because it always has. It always works out. But we get afraid and we get fearful. We get up in the mind. We get up in ideas and concepts. And we start cherry picking what we want. And we only want the good stuff. Well, first of all, we're not even seeing half the good stuff because of our narrow vision. So we actually close yourself off to the magic. Day-to-day example, you got people walking through a park and 6 people will blow right past, jogging with their headphones on, blow past the big rose bush while somebody else that was walking slowly stopped, and they're experiencing and fully experiencing and enjoying watching bees pollinating. There you go. That's just one of a million endless gifts we're blessed with. the person that's is savoring their food instead of scarfing it down and being in the moment and making it almost a communion. You know, the list goes on and on and on. So when we tap into ourselves, tap into the magic, tap into self-love, you start to slow down and see these things, and your perception will change. But it's good to be aware in the first place that this is all based on perception. It can either be heaven or hell, it's up to you. So perceiving things is going wrong, just acceptance and gratitude. Those are two tools I say a lot that you can use that can, in most situations that aren't problems at all and that are small, most of the time we worry about small stuff, it will help you through it immediately. And with the big stuff, it won't change it overnight, but it'll still help you get through it. And that is by, at all times, trying to practice acceptance and gratitude. I call it the two-step. Acceptance and gratitude, acceptance and gratitude. But the key is, first start with acceptance. Don't skip it. Because what we do is we often try to be positive and grateful, and that can help at times, but it's only as powerful in its consistency when we've accepted, when we continue to accept what is. Because what is, it's already happened. The old version of that was why cry over spilt milk. It's already happened. Crying's not going to help you. You know, feel what you got to feel if it's something big, but we don't have to feed it and dwell in it. You know, we can accept it, feel our way through it, move past it, and let it go, and not dwell on it. And so it's all about perception, though. Is you know, what we perceive. When we change our perception, we change our experience. You know, I give the example a lot that where you'll have an activity and one person will be hating it and it'll be a nightmare to them. And another person, it's just they're having their greatest time. It's just the most joyous, amazing experience. Same experience. What's the difference? The only difference is perception, how they perceived it. So, you know, try not to change your perception. Try not to think of things as right or wrong. Try not to want, and it's also a resistance. What this all comes from is resisting the fact that everything changes. We resist not only what we are, where we are, but we resist the one constant in the universe, which is change. We fear the unknown. It's our greatest fear. So it all comes from this. We have other fears that pile up, but if you really go in it, I feel anyways, if you really, I've located my greatest fear, which is the fear of the unknown. And but even when I see all the other fears that I have or other people might have, if you really go deeper into them, it's really just the same thing. It's a fear of the unknown, resisting, afraid of what's going to happen next. So acceptance and gratitude, those are the two tools that can help change your perception and your experience. So first accept, because otherwise if you're just doing gratitude, yeah, you'll say, oh, I'm grateful for this and that, but you're also, the rest of the time, you're thinking about all the problems that are illusions to begin with. They're only problems because we make them problems. And again, the example of that is the world. We live in a totally abundant world, yet look at how we live as a society. Chaos and in lack when there is no lack. So we create these illusions of problems that don't exist in the first place, and then we manifest them. So not only changing your perception by being, you know, practicing acceptance and gratitude and stillness, returning to stillness, quieting the mind. But not only will you change right off the bat because you're changing your perception of things, you'll change your experience, you'll also manifest from that. So you'll attract something different as well, and you create something different in the world. So you're being the change as well. So it's all gravy from there. But yeah, start with acceptance and gratitude. Don't skip acceptance. Just accept what is. What is. That's it. Most things are easy because they're small. Some things are big, it'll take time. But forgiving and letting things go, accepting what is, not resisting. And then just being grateful, and the more you do one, the more the other will grow. It's all ripple effects in all of this. The more you love yourself, the more you return to stillness, the easier you'll be able to practice acceptance and gratitude. It all works together lovely. All starts with self-love, of course, always self-love. So there you go. Great question, Amanda. Thank you.